Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 148. Let's kick it off. And Matt and Alison Welch has more BLS questions. 1. Any thoughts and opinions on the stainless steel BLS card I sent you for a picture on Messenger? It really does look legit even though it's a replica. It does look really nice. I thought it was the real thing for a second, because I know that's worth millions. I was like, wait, what? But then of course, like you said, it's a replica. It's like, but yeah, that's still really awesome. And a proper flex. I love it. I'm amazed it wasn't made into a normal monster in the actual game, just like instead of a ritual. I wonder how things would have gone if that was the case. 2. What retrain of BLS would you like to see get printed next? A Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum? I don't know if it needs another retrain, but if it does, I would say an Xyz would make more sense, because, well, they're all level 8 monsters, so giving them a rank 8 would make sense, and it would gain effects based on what BLS monster is underneath it. I mean, maybe it could say if it used this certain BLS monster as a material, it gains that monster's effects. So if you were to like overlay Super Soldier and Envoy of the Beginning, it could maybe copy both their effects. That would be incredible. And I suppose it could be generic, but would only gain those bonus effects if it used a Blackluster Soldier monster, just to try and balance it out and just not make it too abusable outside of its own archetype. 3. With both BLS and Dark Magician sharing a fusion monster, Master of Chaos, do you think it's possible to combine them into one deck? I think it is possible, yeah. But I just hope the support won't clog. Then again, Dark Magician is really consistent anyway, but even if I don't get the... if you were to not be able to get the BLS plays going quickly enough, you can still fall back on the Dark Magician stuff. Of course, at that point it would feel like you were playing a Magician of Chaos deck in a way, but without Magician of Chaos himself. Then again, maybe you would probably play one in a deck, maybe. I don't know. It'd be difficult to figure out the right ratios, but either way, I'd say it is possible. Next question is from Pokemaster Cube. Given my happiness of the new Gen X, though needing reprints of all the originals, any other dual terminal or equivalent archetypes that were from non-core releases would you want to see get new stuff, or just the entire archetype reprinted? Well, at first I was going to say there's nothing that interests me, but then I thought, actually, Flemvels could do with some new stuff, because back in the day I was actually thinking about making a Flemvel deck, as in pure, not have it mixed in with Light Swarms or something, but I never got around to making it. In fact, that is something I'm considering looking into in my deck building challenge series on Team Sorcerers. So I'll do that at some point, but yeah, Flemvels would be my answer to your question. Next 10 questions are from Super Ultra Hero 9961. Hello, my friend. Hello. I have more cool questions for you before you answer. How's Emma doing? I hope she's getting better. Uh, yeah, I'd say she is. Although, still about, um, but still about the same. Still hurts a little bit, although not as much as before. Um, in fact, that area does get really warm around her ankle. Uh, I think she will go and get it looked at again and see if she can get a scan to see if there actually is a fracture. But other than that, she's doing a bit better, but still not quite 100%. Unless something's changed since I last saw her. Anyway, if you did bring your Utopia deck back, would you put back the original forms because the extra deck is 20 cards in your format? I think I would, yeah. I would definitely put back in Utopia Ray, but I'd have to be careful because I know Draco Future counts as says it's always treated as number C39 Utopia Ray. There is another version which has that same effect, but I forget which one it is exactly. Maybe it's Leo, not sure. And I would also throw in the original number 99. Wait, what was it called again? It's been so long since I've seen it or looked at it in action. Man, well, I have to check my number collection. Oh, Utopic Dragon, of course. Yeah, I would definitely put those two back in there. And I'd probably throw in a couple of generic rank 4s. If I run out of Utopias to go into. But that shouldn't happen though, because normally the game is over before I go through all 3 copies of Utopia or Utopia Double. But if it drags out and I run out, then yeah, something is definitely wrong or going wrong in the duel. But yeah, to answer your question, I would put in some form of original form back in. 2. Do you think Shining Flare Wingman should have been... Wait, what? Someone more in GX to me he didn't get enough screen time. I don't understand the question. Did you mean Shining Flare Wingman should have been seen more in GX? Because if that's what you were meant to say, then yes, I definitely think he should have got more screen time in GX. Like, he had none at all throughout Season 3. So, yeah, that answers that. 3. I know you said you didn't want to bring back your Utopia deck. Utopia was the reason why I found your channel, and that's how I started watching your videos. It was sad to say goodbye to Utopia and Zexal. It's the reason why I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Utopia was my favourite monster, but now he's my second favourite, but I still watch your videos anyway. Okay, that's not actually a question, but yeah, good to know all the same. Well, to be honest, my Utopia deck isn't really gone, because I've still got it on Edo Pro, so you'll see it in Edo Pro games like, every once in a while. Mainly in those replays I uploaded like a few weeks back. 4. What was your thought of when the Neospatians can finally work with the elemental heroes now? For me, I was so happy. Wait, didn't you already ask me this question? I feel like you or someone else already asked me this, but I can't remember for sure. But to answer your question, it is great that they can work together. I haven't tried to actually combine my Elemental Hero and Neospatian decks together, um, but yeah, they do work better. Although it would be hard to think of the right ratios. I'd have to make it something similar to my Jaden character deck. And this is something I actually talk about in a future What If episode for What If Wednesday on Team Sorcerers. I can't remember when I scheduled it for. It might be tomorrow, it might be in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, but keep your eyes on the Team Sorcerers channel for it, because I do talk about a scenario which is what if Elemental Hero Neos was my favourite card instead of Dark Magician. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled for it. 5. Did you know my first Funko Pop was a Dark Magician Funko Pop as well? How convenient. I collected them ever since. I have, I'm assuming that's meant to say I have 37 Yu-Gi-Oh! Pops, 20 random ones I like together. That is 57 pops. I own the same as you. I just had to have it. I did not know that, but that is really cool. All I can say is snap. 6. Do you think Shining Flare Wingman and Shining Neos Wingman will have a card art together for a spell card or a trap card together? What do you think? I guess it's possible. Not sure what kind of spell or trap it would be. But I mean, having something like that is a possibility. 7. Do you think Shining Flare Wingman looks good as a secret rare? That's my favourite rarity of that card. Shining Flare Wingman is one of my favourite cards. It does look good as a secret, yeah. Although, with Ultra and Ulti being my two favourite rarities, I kind of like them more in those rarities, more than Secret Rare. But Secret Rare is definitely really nice, and Shining Flare looks good in that. 8. Who is your favourite YouTuber? I actually don't have a favourite. I mean, there's lots of YouTubers I'm subscribed to, but it's hard to pick a favourite, really. There's so many cool ones. So I don't really have a particular favourite. Although some old favourites were Eminent Hero and Margin Sage of Darkness, both of them being hero YouTubers, but they haven't uploaded content for years. I just wonder what happened to them, mainly Eminent Hero. 9. How many playmats do you own? I gotta say, I really love the custom ones, especially the custom made Dark Magician playmats. That's my favourite one you use. Where is that? The original one with Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, or is it the one with just Dark Magician on it, with the dark purple background? I have an Iron Man playmat I use because he's my favourite superhero. I didn't think to count before starting this. I was meant to do that beforehand. And if anything, I've got a few too many. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bollocks, I've lost count. 1, 2, 6 there, 7, 8. And there is a 9th one somewhere, which is my speed dual playmat. But I don't know where it's gone. Actually, that is a fault. Where is my speed dual playmat? I'm assuming you're counting the soft ones rather than the paper ones. Oh, there it is. I think I might have miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 playmats. And I didn't mean to end up with that many. I would have been perfectly happy with just the one, because, well, they're not likely to all get used. The paper one, a cardboard one that I made myself, I guess that does count as sort of a playmat, but that's made of cardboard and paper. I sort of made that for myself, and added a banished zone and a mascot zone, just because I could. And I also made it because I did have another Dark Magician playmat, which an old friend of mine, Spiky Paul, made for me, but somehow I'd lost it back in late 2008, and I'm not sure what happened to it. Then we have this one, the Dark Magician Girl one, which I got for Christmas back in 2009, which for a while has been the signature mat, used for many years. Of course, then it sort of became less usable when pendulums came into the game, so I thought, well, I needed something different and something I could put in case I played pendulums as well. So another friend of mine, Alex, or Brute Boy, had this one made, the one with Dark Magician on it that has a dark background and says Dead Universe Comics. So that one was seeing the most play, though the other mats would of course be used for pass format games, which is more helpful. And then of course there's the playmat that I won when I won that locals with my legendary hero deck, the Extreme Victory playmat, the one with Junk Berserker, was kept around as a prize, and yeah, it's more of a trophy than anything, of past glory. Then we have the Yuma one, which I actually got off Margin Sage of Darkness, because some point in 2013 or 14 I bought his Zexal collection, because I wanted to make Utopia, upgrade my Yuma deck collection, and my Yuma character deck, and that playmat was thrown in as well. And then of course Gamer Central gave me this blue one, which has a drawing of a Tem on it, and and it's got some signatures on here. I almost forgot about this one. This small red one was just randomly given to me by a friend of mine, Timby. Actually, that's what I was using for a while before I made the cardboard one. Then I have one of the play mats that I got from Gold Series 4. It was the a smaller Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl one with a Tem on it, but I can't remember if it was one that I kept or whether it was one that was given to me. I think Gamer Central might have given me that as well. I'm not sure. And then, of course, the Speed Duel one I just simply got for attending the one and only Speed Duel tournament that Dead Universe Comics held 5 years ago. Then, of course, there's the Team Sorcerers one that Webbers 5 made for me and gave me as a birthday present. Yeah, you might have seen it, the one that has Dark Magician, Shining Flare Wingman and Rainbow Neos on it. But yeah, he's done the same for like pretty much all the members of Team Sorcerers, just had the logo and their favourite cards on there. And then finally there was the quarter century anniversary one, which I actually got off my brother just the other day. I don't know if it was like a second birthday present from him or whether or not it was a souvenir that he brought back. Yeah, it's only been used twice, but yeah, it is a really cool play mat. And I'm not even into collecting like the soft mats. Because it's like, well, what do I even do with them? You know? So if I can, I like to try and alternate between them. I think for some past format games from 5D's era and Zexal era, I guess I'll use the Extreme Victory and U-Mod ones, depending. Just so they see some sort of play. And 10. Who is your most hated Yu-Gi-Oh characters? It can be more than one. Well, there are two that I have in mind. Weevil, because he's a no-good cheater. He literally has just no honour at all and resorts to cheap, dirty tactics. And I have no respect for people like that. Plus, he's a bad influence on Rex Raptor. I mean, Rex would be kind of a dick at times too, but not as much as Weevil. I mean, he was just cocky and arrogant in games, but at least he played fairly. And of course, he did warn Joey about Esperoba. So yeah, I have more respect for Rex than I do for Weevil, which for Weevil is none. And the other one that I hate is oh fuck, what was that guy's name from Arc 5? Yeah, the guy who took Stargazer and Timegazer from Yuya and used dart shooters, then Monarchs, then Yusenjus, and then Abyss Actors. Oh my god, that guy actually used two decks that I really hate, Monarchs and Yusenjus. yeah, I only just remembered that. Um, yeah, just, I really fucking hate those decks. Monarchs, because it's just generally a cheap, easy win deck, full of cheap, easy win boss monsters, and has lockdown plays in both forms of Riser plus Domain. Um, and your Senjus, because it's just basically an OTK deck that runs annoying floodgates. Um, Not that every single monarch showed up or any floodgates showed up, but still. Anyway, back on topic. Why can't I remember his name? I need to look it up real quick. Silvio, that was it, or Shingo Sawatari. Um, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I haven't even got into why I hate him, but no, it's got nothing to do with monarchs and Yasenjus. No, I hate him because he's an elitist snob. So cocky and arrogant and thinks he's better than everyone else. Not to mention the fact that he stole Stargazer and Time Gazer off Yuya. Now, I did mention this in my top 10 dueling pet peeve video, but yeah, I just really fucking hate elitist snobs. They're just cocky, arrogant arseholes who think they're better than everyone else, thinks their decks are better than everyone else's, and calls players certain decks and certain cards crap. I mean, I know there have been like other kinds of players who call cards and decks crap, even though I don't agree with them, but it's not quite on the same level as just elitist snobs. But yeah, that's essentially what Silvio is. Although I suppose he does get a bit better attitude-wise, like later on in the series, more so near the end of season 3. Especially when he's fighting Zark alongside Crow. Oh, and I guess the other thing is, to be fair, when Crow was carded, he did take care to make sure nothing happened to carded Crow. So I guess it is a redeemable quality. But yeah, before that point, I just couldn't stand that guy. Anyway, that is it for my questions, and this is also. I think he was meant to say his username. Super Ultra Hero 9961 signing out. Have a great day, my friend. Thank you very much. Have a great day too. And the last questions are from Gunner. It's been a while since he submitted questions. 1. Who do you think will win the show duel at the World Championship 2024? Solomon Moto or Yugi Moto? I believe Solomon can pull it off. Well, that would be kind of a surprise if he does, considering Yugi is a protagonist. I mean, assuming that Solomon is using the Millennium Exodia stuff and Yugi is using the Shining Sarcophagus stuff, I reckon that even though Yugi might be driven into a corner by that stupid Exodia fusion, I think Yugi would make a comeback and pull off a win. Um, that's what I'm predicting. Well, it would make sense because considering um, Solomon taught Yugi everything he knows about the game, and it would be a case of the student surpassing the master. Um, I feel like it's one of those moments that should happen, like in any sort of story. Um, um, I don't know if it would make much sense for Solomon to win. I, I mean, fair enough if he does. I mean, it would be different and surprising, considering that Yugi and Atem have won absolutely every single scripted duel they've been in since that started back in 2011. Um, but um, still, I feel like Yugi winning is my prediction. 2. What do you think about the Pearly deck um, in total artwork and playstyle? Um, I do like Pearlies. I know there are friends I know who just hate them, but then again, I think the hate is mainly directed towards ex-Pearly Noir, the one that's unaffected by card effects. And does some disruptive plays, um, uh, but that's partially why I banned that card in Richician format. Because, um, well, uh, as you know, Emma wants to play Pearlies, and I'm in the process of making it for her. There's just a few little bits left before the deck's complete. Um, I do quite like Pearly, I must admit, which is shocking to say, considering Pearlies have seen a lot of competitive play. I don't know if it still is, but even so, it's one of the few competitive decks that I actually do like. But at the same time, it's just so complicated. Um, I mean, I built myself a Pearly deck on Edo Pro, and I've been trying it out so I could learn how to play it, so that way, once the deck is finished, I can help teach Emma how to play them. Um, but yeah, it is very, very complicated. I feel like I have got the hang of it a little bit, but I haven't been playing with the deck for a little while. So I need more practice with it again. In terms of artwork, it is really, really nice. Yeah, the field spell looks amazing, artwork-wise, and yeah, so the Pearly and Pearlily, they just look really good and really cute. Um, I mean, like I said, I feel like I never talk a lot about the artwork of cards, unlike Wive and Watch. In terms of play style, um, I mean, it is certainly different. It's, being an Xyz deck, but not the usual way, like having to bring them out with the effects of Lily and Pearly, which had me confused at first. I was thinking, okay, how am I supposed to summon the Xyzes? Uh, because when I first used the deck, I just didn't know how to do it, which was quite funny. Uh, then I read the cards, and it was like, oh, that's how you do it. Um, and it is quite interesting giving them effects based on, well, which of the quick play spells are under them. I'm not really a fan of the disruptive nature, but then again, I think it was just ex-Pearly Noir that was doing the most disruptive plays. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. And the last question, number 3, same question as 2, but this time about Voiceless Voice. Ooh, another competitive deck. Well, to be honest, I don't have a lot of opinions about Voiceless Voice. I mean, I've never gone up against it. I've seen it played a few times on Xylophony's channel, and I've seen them sometimes in the Duel videos that Duel Entertainment, no, or is it Duel Evolution, have put up, but I can never remember what everything does. Now, I know they have a negate, but I don't know which card that is. But other than that, I've heard about how ridiculously good they are. Maybe a bit too good, even to the point where they seem to get emergency banned on the minor league ban list. So I thought, I mean, if they're that ridiculous, then I might as well just emergency ban them on the Richician format list as well. Now the artwork does look nice. I mean, again, the cards have beautiful artwork, most definitely, but other than that, I'm not really sure what I can say about Voiceless Voice. I mean, I'd have to know what everything does and just see them in action again, to know what they do and just understand how they work. But yeah, other than that, I've nothing to say really. And that's it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions, very cool ones as always. And if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.